right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and our friends all over the world. Thank you for joining us on another episode on Fixing Nigeria with Dr. Sunday Adelaja, and I'm your host, Anu Ojo. It's always a pleasure to be on your screens every Friday on this amazing show. If you've been following us for the past months, you are aware that Fixing Nigeria is devoted to our beloved nation, Nigeria. We've been talking about certain cultural abnormalities, we've been talking about the faulty value system, and we've been highlighting some cultures and vices that we have to address to see a change in Nigeria. It's a settled fact that Nigeria will not be transformed if Nigerians are not transformed. The change we expect to see in our nation Nigeria would only be as a result of a changed people. And what we're talking about is for the content of character of every Nigerian to be built on core values that would lead the nation in development and civilization. And that's exactly what this program is all about. We're talking about certain values, principles that must be the bedrock of our society if we want to see any change or progress in our nation, Nigeria. So if you're a Nigerian watching us right now, I think it would be a great idea for you to share this video to your Nigerian friends, both those who are in Nigeria and those who are in diaspora. And if you're not Nigerian, the principles that we are sharing in this program are principles of national transformation that would equally produce the same result that we hope to see in Nigeria, in your nation. So you're welcome also, and you can share this video with your friends and your family members, and let's gather together for another episode on Fixing Nigeria. Today we have another topic, and it is about a cultural issue. You see, almost all of our topics are about cultures, because we must change our culture. There must be a shift in our culture if we want to experience any shift in our nation. And so today is another thing that we want to talk about the sluggish culture of Nigeria and Nigerians. Well, I'm sure many of you might be thinking, okay, what are we going to talk about? But I want you to stay tuned. And of course, as we always do in our episodes, we would like to give you a snippet into our last episode on Fixing Nigeria. So stay tuned and let's watch just a little of what we discussed last week. As regards this news with Nigerians known worldwide, or they are infamous for internet fraud, what should Nigeria and Nigerians be more concerned about? Is it with the international reputation as a nation, or with addressing this as a value system that needs to be changed and reconstructed as such?
Well, that is one of the typical reactions of our politicians and leaders and elites to any such news that Nigerians are spoiling the name of Nigeria. They are bad eggs that are committing crime overseas and things like that. And normally what they will say is that these are just the few bad eggs that are doing this, or these are just bad elements that don't represent Nigeria and who Nigerians are. And I remember this story, and I even did a video criticizing President Buhari, because President Buhari's reaction was similar to that. That it's just a few bad eggs that are spoiling the name of Nigeria. But really, we need to smell the coffee and wake up to the realization that our country is a country of vices instead of virtues, and that our country is fundamentally corrupt, and almost every Nigerian is corrupt. It will rather be an exception to see Nigerians that are not corrupt than the Nigerians that are corrupt. So it is high time that, especially the next generation that is coming, the younger people, so it is high time for them, for the government to squarely face the issue and stop worrying about reputation, but begin to worry about integrity. There are two things that look alike, and they work together, but most people would rather pay attention to reputation. And that's exactly what Nigeria is doing. Nigeria should stop paying attention to
I say to all winners worldwide, and I say it as a prophet, welcome to a most memorable, most glorious New Year 2019.
Just like that.
getting all that for nothing. Just because he said it.
And then they shouted amen.
Not just shouted, they kept on shouting amen. Every statement is amen. They turn people into mumu people. They just turn people to brainless, clueless people. This is one of the greatest evil that has ever been introduced to the Nigerian society. What they call prophetic declaration. Is that prophetic
declaration? What did you say?
There was nothing like this before. When I was in Nigeria 30-something years ago, there was nothing like, no church was practicing this. And it's one of the most evil things that has ever been done to the Nigerian church. Because this is the real definition of getting something for nothing.
But I would like you to actually give more reasons as to why you're saying this. And it's very important that you explain why. That this is perhaps the greatest evil that has been done. Especially this.
It's not perhaps. It is.
It is. Okay. Okay. All right. It is the greatest evil.
Because this is damaging and destroying values, and it is also promoting vices. It is damaging values and introducing evil belief system. It is bringing a paradigm and a mindset to the people that the only thing you need for anything to happen in life is for a so-called man of God to say something. Just say it. Just speak the word. The impression they are creating is that
is there any relationship between the economic situation of a nation or of a people with the vices and virtues that are expressed by those people?
Oh, right, of course, there is relationship. There is relationship, definitely. When you are hungry and you are thirsty, you need to be a person of superior spirit and superior belief systems for you not to be engaged in something that will make you to feed yourself, even if it is illegal. So yeah, the conditions can compel people to misbehave. But what we are saying is that if you build into your people the values and the virtues and the content of character that is godly and noble, they will be able to turn challenges into
All right, well, like I said, this is just a snippet. For you to get the full episode, the way to do that is to go to Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel. That is Dr. Sunday Adelaja on YouTube, and search type in Fixing Nigeria, you're going to see the playlist with all of our previous episodes on Fixing Nigeria. You can watch it, you can learn, and you can share with your friends. Awesome. Well, as you all know, I'm not alone in the studio today. I have Dr. Sunday Adelaja with me here, and it's always an honor and a privilege to be with him on the show. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you today?
Well, I'm happy to be here on another episode on Fixing Nigeria, trying to devote our time, our effort towards building the Nigeria that we want to see. I remember there was one of your teachings that you were talking about the power of words and everything, and you were really emphasizing on the fact that everything starts with a word. And I'm saying this because I go through some of the comments that people make on our videos, and they're like, come to Nigeria, and it's like usual. I'm used to it anyways. But then I always remember what you said, that this is where it starts. It starts with illumination, it starts with knowledge, and it starts with us speaking with the word. And then that should go first before we come. Just like the Bible says that he sent forth his word, and then everything came with his word. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to release a word. We're trying to release not just one word, but we're releasing volumes of truths and principles to address our nation, Nigeria. And we are back again today, Dr. Sunday, with the title Nigeria and the Sluggishness Culture. What comes to your mind just looking at this title?
Oh, reality of sluggishness and the way I have encountered it. The first time, the word sluggishness has been known to me from childhood, from primary school, when we used to come late or to the assembly or to the classroom. The teachers always say, "Why are you so sluggish?" And don't be so sluggish. So that word has been very familiar, and I think it's very familiar to most Nigerians who went to primary or secondary school in Nigeria. So, but I didn't recognize. I know that what it means physically because of its frequent use, but I didn't really know the weight and the fullness of that word until when I was 16 years old, and I went to a Christian camp where we had other Christians from Europe, from England, but they were all white people. So there was an exchange program where these British people came to Nigeria, maybe about 20 of them. So, and we were living together for 2 weeks. So I think we were living in the camp for 2 weeks with them. And they were teaching us, and they were exchanging their experiences and things like that. And that was when I came face to face with what it means, what we've been hearing, the word sluggishness. So we were really surprised at them, and we challenged them and said, "Why are you people walking so fast, as if you have fire in your legs, as if something is burning you? Why are you walking so fast?" And then that was when I could compare that to the fact that compared to them, all of us were sluggish. We were just walking as if there is no concern, no problem, no trouble, no urgency, no vision, no direction, as if we were just strolling throughout life. In comparison to them, they were very purposeful in their work and in their movements and all that attitude to life. So our people were asking them, "Why are you people so fast? It was that at that point that it occurred to me that, so we're all sluggish. So this is what sluggishness is all about. Because they were sharp and fast and quick and mobilized and purposeful and vision driven and goal driven in their attitude. So that's one thing. One time when I came across the full understanding, the real understanding of this word. The second time I came across it was after I'd stayed here for a considerable number of years, I decided to go to Nigeria just to visit. And that was when I made up my mind that I would never marry a black woman. Because what I saw after I'd stayed here for some time, I had not gone back home, was a shock to me. It was a rude awakening. Because the way I saw I landed in Lagos, and by the picture of what I saw, all those girls walking, a lot of people walking in the street. I was just 20-something years old, and I said, well, I'm done. I will not even look the direction of a black girl again in my life. And I was planning to marry that time. I thought I was going to go to Nigeria, and I didn't want to marry white people, but I was so used to, because we didn't even have black ladies in this country. You don't even have blacks so much. So, and the few blacks you have, they're already reformed. So I was used, and because of the cold here, so I was used to people being brisky in their walk and fast and quick and purposeful. So when I went to Nigeria, oh man, it's not just a departure from what I was used to here now. Well, it was like they were doing it to just irritate somebody else. They wear slip, and the funny thing is that it's always slippers, some bathroom slippers they'll be walking in the street with, and then there's that leg as if they have weight, from the gym. It's some 20 kilogram in each leg. They have to drag. They're just dragging themselves, dragging their backside, looking as anyhow. And then the head also is, it's all small, like small apple on the head, body, on the big body, because most of them didn't have big hair, and I was used to long hair, and long. But they are, especially school girls from secondary school. You see all of them in the street, short cut like this. They just dehumanize those people over there. I don't know why they make all of them to have short cut, but and that's they are going through adolescence, and so they have their body growing development, but then the head will still remain something small in the center, and then their legs are being dragged like this. Oh no. That was when I understood another level of sluggishness. Wow. So sluggishness is something that I will never forget. These two things in my whole life. Wow. Since 16, I didn't forget that one of my encounter with the English people, the white people. And then the second time I was 22. So I will not even forget that one too for the rest of my life. But funny enough, I said I would never look at a girl, a Nigerian girl, or not just Nigerian, an African girl, and black girl, and especially from Africa, from real Africa. And I would never talk less of marrying them. Funny enough, God delivered me from that thought. And I still ended, I made up my mind I was going to marry a white girl, white lady. But, as God will make it and work to it. And I ended up marrying a black lady.
Not just a black lady, Nigerian.
A Nigerian that came from Nigeria proper, from Lagos, that same Lagos. So, you can never have prejudice. It's prejudice sometimes,
Wow, interesting.
So I have a first-hand interaction and experience with sluggishness.
Wow, interesting. Well, thank you for sharing your experience with that. I would like to speak to our viewers who are just joining us. The title for today's discussion is Nigeria and the Sluggishness Culture. So we're not just talking about sluggishness as an act carried out by an individual, but we want to address this as something that has gone deep into our roots, something that has gone deep into our psyche, something that has become a culture. It has become the order of the day. And why are we addressing it on this level? It is because the nation goes in direct part with the culture of that nation. So if you want to see a progressive nation, then you have to check the culture of that nation. If they have a progressive culture, then the nation will be progressive. But if the culture that they have is regressive and that would not enhance development and civilization, then you can be very sure that that nation would not experience development. So we want to address this attitude because sluggishness is more of attitude. It's more of an attitudinal response to life generally. So I'm going to be asking Dr. Sunday, why do we have this attitudinal response to life as being sluggish? What is the reason behind it? But before Dr. Sunday gives his answers to this question, as you can see on your screen is the book titled Why You Must Urgently Become a Workaholic. Why You Must Urgently Become a Workaholic. Well, this is a book that every Nigerian must read, because here Dr. Sunday he shed a whole lot of light on what workaholic means, because most people have a negative connotation to the word workaholic. I mean, if they tell you a workaholic, you're like, oh, no, I don't want to be associated with that terminology. But yeah, Dr. Sunday is saying, no, you have to urgently become that. So I'm sure this is a book that you want to read and to gain more insight on it. The other book is a book on discipline, which is also in tandem with our discussion today, and it's talking about the power and force of discipline in discipling and in transforming nations. So as you can see there, it is the power and force of discipline in transforming lives and nations. So you can get these books and all of Dr. Sunday's books free if you are a subscriber of the Kindle Amazon Unlimited. So the Amazon Kindle Unlimited, or you could order for the book in Nigeria or in Africa on dsabooksplanet.com. DSA, one word, booksplanet.com. All right. So you can order for these books. Now, Dr. Sunday, I always have questions for you. So my very first question is, I see sluggishness as an attitudinal response to whatever, either it's life, to work, just generally. Now I want to know if there is a particular reason behind this attitudinal response by Nigerians. Why are we sluggish?
Well, it's not sluggishness is not something Nigerian. Yeah. It is, I think it is a continental issue.
It's an African thing?
Yeah, it should be an African thing.
Okay.
Especially people, but not just Africa, people in Africa, but it's also something that you will find in the islands. Okay. Especially in the places like the Caribbean islands and places like that. Unfortunately, those are also black
people.
Those
are blacks, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't, they're not, when I talk about it's not just Africa, that means not just on the African continent.
Got it.
But you could also go beyond that and see them, all everywhere. So the reasons for them will be natural, and that's why I would not say it is attitudinal response. I think it is a lifestyle issue. Okay. It's not a response issue. Okay. I think because most people who we are talking about who are sluggish like this in their lifestyle, in their responses, reactions, and in their attitude to life, is because that's the only thing they know. That's why for me, even though I was hearing the word all my life, sluggish, but I never understood it, just like all my other people that were there at that conference, until we saw people from a comparison. We saw people from other continents, from another continent that were totally the opposite of who we are. So that is what helped us to understand that, oh, okay. So really that's who are really sluggish. But we didn't realize that because we were born into a culture where everybody and everything is run in such a low-key, low pace manner. So for most of us, it's just the norm. So it's not a response, but it's the culture, it's the lifestyle. It is what we are born into and the way we understood life. We didn't see life in another picture. And anybody that will not be like everybody else, we will rather look at that person as someone that is not normal, someone that is abnormal. And we will not think that we are the ones that are not normal. And there could be some reasons for that. One of the reasons for that is because of our climate. Most nations where the weather is warm and hot, like in Africa, where they don't have cold, you will see that they have a similar problem or the same problem. They are always sluggish and laid back. And that is explainable because they're not rushing anywhere. They're not running away from the cold. They are not trying to hide from the snow. They are not trying to get out as quickly as possible from the biting snow and cold into the shell of their homes, like in Europe. So, because that's why people go on vacation. And when people go on vacation, they go to warm places and warm weathers, places where there is heat. And that's because it makes you to want to relax. Sun and the climate wants to make you to be laid back. So even the Europeans, when they go to Africa and for their vacation, or they go to a warm part of the world, a warmer part of the world, they are also laid back. They are lying and they are not rushing. They are walking, they briskly, slowly, and they are taking their time. So it is our whole atmospheric environment of our nature, of our weather. So all these things have led to a lifestyle or building in us a lifestyle of slowness, relaxing, being laid back, and things like that. So it is part of the consequences of living in the climate area that we live in. But when Africans are born in Europe or in America, where everything is different, they too are different.
Okay, so if we're talking about, thank you for your response. So if we're talking about our climate now being a factor, so one would think that our climate should be more of a blessing.
It is a blessing,
yeah,
in other areas.
In other areas. So, but now speaking about the climate, let's just weigh in on it right now, because you said that the climate that we have in Nigeria and in Africa generally has its consequences with people being laid back, being relaxed.
Yes, that's just one point. Yeah. I started with that point, but I could still talk about other points, but that's one point.
That's just one point. So maybe we need to talk about how to enhance our, if our climate is a blessing, then we should know how to enhance it, how to respond to it in the right way. So maybe I would ask you this question after you give all your reasons behind. So maybe I will let you go to the next reason.
The next reason is because we model what we see in our continent and in our environment. People that we want to copy, that we want to look at, that we want to look up to, people that we respect, people that we our parents. Normally we don't. Most of us, we only copy. We only reflect what we see around us. None of us is born with any, patch of knowledge in his head when he was born. We catch things as we grow up. We reflect our environment in the family environment. We reproduce and reflect our parents, our neighbors, then our family members, then people in our schools and our environment at large. We just reflect and reproduce what we see already, things that were already existing before us. And so if this is the lifestyle of how people live all around us in Africa, you can only understand that every other person that is born in that place, that doesn't know anything else, that has never seen any other lifestyle or any other attitude to life or any other response or any other lifestyle, way of living, we just think this is the norm, and it would try to live just like every other person had seen. So, and when it comes to big men in Nigeria and Africa in general, big men they have a way of presenting themselves as for you to know that they are not small. And one of the ways that they present themselves and conduct themselves is that they walk in a relaxed manner and in a, you know, they take their time and they're just so sluggish and they drag themselves all over the place. They wear the native and they relax and they are always, everybody's, you know, they are serving them. Anybody that is running around them, they are only the servants. So nobody wants to be a servant. And you want to always reflect, it's become, because that's what you see around you. Yeah. You know that big men are always relaxed like that. So everybody wants to be like that. So you too, even the servant that is running now, once he becomes a bigger person, he's now also big. He's also now sluggish and trying to take his time in everything he does. So then those are the things we see as our standard. And if that's our standard, then that is what we reflect. So that's the second reason.
Awesome. Do you have more?
Okay, yeah, I could still say another reason why we're like that and sluggish and laid back is because no comparison.
Okay. Well, I agree with you absolutely. I remember, I mean, my own experience too with sluggishness, like you said, I've heard about being sluggish. I mean, our parents scold us when they tell us to do things and we're not doing it fast, and they say, stop. They will say it in Yoruba, stop being sluggish and everything. So I understood the word and the terminology, but coming to Europe did not even necessarily bring me to that understanding, because when I came to Europe here, I was still within African people. So we still have our slow way of working. If you have to carry out an exercise, you just take your time. Anytime is okay, all of that. But then when I changed my environment and I started working with white Europeans, the very first thing that really caught my attention was the way they walk. I mean, the way they walk. And it's one thing to walk in the snow, you know, like you're talking about how the climate makes people to walk. Of course, as Nigerians in Europe here, we walk fast in the snow because that's more like reflex, you know, that's like stimulus. So there's cold, you want to walk fast to get to your house. It's not a conscious, intentional thing that you said, okay, I want to be swift and I want to be fast in my actions and I want to be purposeful. That was not like it. It's not like that. So we're walking fast. So I didn't really notice that with the walking fast as a result of the climate. But it became very apparent to me, especially when I came around here, and I'm just seeing people like, I'm trying to say hello.
Even with the house.
In the house, yeah. I'm talking about in the house. Like, someone just, okay, maybe someone wants to carry out a function or something, and the person like, I'm coming. The person does not even say, okay, I'm coming, and then, you know, in Nigeria, before you stand up, you like take maybe 10 seconds to stand up and then to move out. People are already off their seats, out. Like, the movement is like here. So and there's this particular lady here that she was one who made me so conscious of it here that it's almost like you're flying every time. So she was the one actually that made me conscious of being swift and being purposeful in your action and walking fast. I think at the point, I asked her a question too, that why are you always walking very fast? And then she shared some things with me. I'm like, okay, I get it. So it's about being swift, carrying out actions. But that was just with walking. But then walking with you, I began to realize how it's important to get things done immediately and get things done fast. So I agree with you that better understanding is acquired when there's comparison. And the lack of comparison in Nigeria is one of the major reasons why Nigerians don't understand, and maybe why we still have this as a culture. But now I remember I told you that I was going to ask you about how we can enhance or how we can take advantage of our culture, not of our culture, of our climate, because you said the climate, the hot climate in Africa has people more laid back and more relaxed. But I want to know, how do we maximize this climate that we have, which should be a blessing to us?
In relations to
our productivity and sluggishness, yes.
Well, we need leadership. We need leadership in the industry. Like, one of the reasons that people are not so sluggish in the West is because capitalism drives people, and the need to pay bills drives them too. They need to make ends meet and to work, otherwise you'll be out in the street, you'll be homeless, and you'll be totally outcast. Drives so is the demand of the economic demand, the financial demand of the society drives people also, even in the West. So in Africa, you might not be working. You could finish university in Africa for 10 years and you are not working and nobody knows. You are still surviving, you are living, you are not homeless, you are not living in the streets, you are not. But here, if you lose your job for 6 months, you are already homeless. So the competitiveness will help us to maximize both the weather and the climate and the resources of our people. Competitiveness, examples. We need examples of people who work like this. Number 3, we need leadership. We need leaders who will be able to show us how things should be done. Finally, we need the whole structure of the economy to put demand on people to function and to perform. Because if you don't have anything, even if you don't make money and nothing is happening in your life in Africa, you have your father's house. And you will be sitting down there like a big boss. Even though you don't have job, but you will wake up in the morning and sit in front of the hour and you'll be commenting. and they will say, he's a graduate. The way you see him sitting down there.
With no worry.
The way you see him sitting down there, Unilag no finish or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
if that guy is a guy, Unilag. Mm-hmm.
Wow. True. Well, I saw a lot of this in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a lot of this in Nigeria, and I'm going to share some stories with you about it, especially with sluggishness in service. And that's the next part I want us to talk about, because here this has to do with working, but sluggishness in service is like a major issue. I was in Nigeria for just 6 weeks, and one of the things I wanted to do was to open an account in the bank and to get my ATM card. Now, it took me almost a month.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say 8 hours.
No, I'm not joking. It took me almost a month to get my card and to get it working. I couldn't believe it. I myself couldn't believe it.
A month?
A month.
So you have to stay in Nigeria for a month?
I mean, I had to ask people that, why is it like this? So some people were of the opinion that that's how it is, so it takes time. Some people were like, okay, I know yours was just bad. Sometimes it takes not as long as that. But the point is, the process of...
Well, it took my wife a year.
A year?
To get, because she's here. Yeah. They were telling her, come to Nigeria to get your card and to fix, to make it work. Yeah. They were telling her to go to Nigeria until she was trying to do it a year. It took a year until I had to find somebody who knows the owner of the bank. And the owner of the bank has to say, who is the officer in charge? That is how my wife got her credit card working at last.
I mean, for me, it was a very bad experience. And why am I saying that? Because I have comparison, like you said. Because I remember when I was to open my account here, and anytime I have to open an account here and to get the card, it takes me less than an hour. Or
everything.
Of course. Yes. And I'm not exaggerating.
Less than an hour.
Less than an hour. I mean, I just go there, I give my document quickly, and the card, they're not even going to bring out the card, and they give you the card right there. The ATM is right there, everything sets in an hour. I'm like, this is what I would do in Ukraine in an hour, and it took me 1 month to do in Nigeria. And it was
what was happening?
I mean, first it was
bottleneck.
Yeah, the bottlenecks, and then the sluggishness that comes with. For example, I was to do my BVN. That's Nigerians will know it as the bank verification number. So I went to the bank that day. I mean, before I could even get to the person who was in charge of it, it was a challenge. I mean, like if you're going to the bank, you have to use the whole day. Because of the queue there, people are just so much there, and then the people who had to save you too, they're just doing that their own time. Hello, Oga, what do you want? Okay, where's my paper? Okay, you take this, go. So before they answer one person, time is gone. Then the second person, and then third person. So before it even gets to your turn, like, just know that
the day is over.
The day is over. So I finally got to the person that was to do my BVN. I filled in the form, and that's another discussion for another day. So they said, okay, take this code. When you get back home in 24 hours, you get your BVN number. So I went back home. In 24 hours, I tried the code. No response. Nothing happened. So I said, maybe 24 hours. In Nigeria, let's maybe say 48 hours. 48 hours, I didn't get any code. So I went back to the bank the third day, and I said, okay, I came here 3 days ago. They said, oh, who did you see? They started asking me who was the person I saw. I said, I met a lady. I don't know her name. Who was the person? I don't know who she is, but I met one lady, and so then decided to say, okay, we'll track it for you. Oga, so you just go, and then in 24 hours you will get. So that's how it is. They be saying, Oga. So I said, well, I need my. They said, don't worry, you get in 24 hours. Long story short, before I could get my BVN number, because without the BVN number, you can't get your card. It took me 2 weeks to get BVN number. So finally, the BVN number came out. Now my card. Then they said that they are sending the card from the head office. That they've already ordered the card, and the head office said they've sent it to this branch here. So I said, okay. I'm not joking. For me, I think that I shared my experience with some people in that time. So I said, okay, when is the head office going to send the bank? So he said, oh, that it's meant to come in at least maybe 2-3 days. And the head office is not in Abuja. It's their head office in Lagos.
That same town.
That same place. Same town. Before I got my card, it was another week. Okay, now let my card start working now. That one took some other days. So finally, everything was like in 4 weeks. Before I could now say, okay, yes, I got my card and I could use it. I said, no, this is terrible.
Even me here, I have my own personal bank officer, right, in Nigeria. Yeah. Before we could fix everything, how long did it take? Did it take a week or something?
Like almost a week, Pastor. I remember.
I have a bank officer designated to me.
Yeah.
Still, it took a week.
So,
and the person is not just an officer, he's the head of the department.
So I experienced this sluggishness first.
And my own, we already have the cards, everything.
Yeah.
This is just to make the internet,
internet banking, everything.
It's internet banking. Internet banking work.
Yeah. So this is something that is everywhere, Pastor. So the example I just gave is in the banking industry. Well, Pastor, if you go to
the banking industry is the most effective in Nigeria. It's the most, the most effective part of the society is the banking.
It's banking industry, yeah. But then if you now go to other
government
agencies, like you go to local passport. I had a friend. He told me that he applied for his passport and it's over 6 months. It wasn't a renewal of his passport. Yes, over 6 months. They kept on telling him, come back. He's not ready. Come back.
Maybe he has not given them bribe.
That's what now he told me. He said, I know what they're waiting for me to do is just to say, call one Oga by this time and say, Oga, beg, just take, let me process my this thing. So that's part of the corruption part. Then if you now go to the hospitals, because also in the hospitals, the sluggishness there too is on another level. I mean, the nurses are just working like you said, like there's nothing to worry about.
Relax.
So, everyone just working on their own, so sluggish.
Dragging their feet on the floor.
There's a video, so that it doesn't look like we're the ones trying to just lambast the Nigerian. There's a video that I want us to watch. This is Nigerians complaining and protesting concerning what we're talking about. And this is the Corporate Affairs Commission. They were there and they were also complaining about the level of service. Let's have the video now, so people will see that it's not just us, but even Nigerians are talking about it.
We can see people moving out their goods, their items, so that the fire would not raise or burn their goods.
Okay, the fire service men.
A sad one there. Well, accredited customers of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Abuja, have staged a protest at the Commission's headquarters, disrupting services. The group, comprising lawyers, chartered accountants and secretaries across the country, blocked the entrance of the Commission, demanding for explanations to issues ranging from service delivery to multiple payments. Meanwhile, the management of the CAC says the situation is a minor issue that will be rectified within 24 hours.
This is a group of accredited customers to the Corporate Affairs Commission from several states across Nigeria. They have marched to the CAC's head office in Abuja to state their grievances. According to the group, clients have lost confidence in them because management of the CAC have failed to deliver in their services. They accuse the management of poor service delivery and multiple payments from customers.
Today, nothing is working. Availability name applications have been pending for more than 2 months.
Files are missing.
Sometimes you make the same application 3 times because the former application is lost and they cannot find it.
There's no customer forum. There's no communication whatsoever to come and sit us down and tell us this is the reason why this is happening. Everybody is just kept, everything is just silent. So we are confused and we are not comfortable because our clients out there and CSC have made them to believe that things are working. Meanwhile, in the actual sense, nothing is working.
Command has not been amended, but CSC has started introducing different things that is going contrary to the power given to lawyers to come to this CSC to register company.
Meanwhile, management of the Corporate Affairs Commission insists they are doing all they can to provide good services to customers. They blame their woes on a service provider who shut their server for 2 weeks. They claim the vendor has no right to shut their server since they have kept their side of the agreement.
We lost some information because we shut it down. We lost some information. So we have asked lawyers, if you have the receipts, bring it. We are not going to charge you again. Nobody will tell you that we have charged him again for entering his businesses. For us, we've been working for 14 days. And that's what created the backlog that you think the lawyers are talking about. Once you cannot work on a system, you must have backlog. And we have been trying to work overnight to satisfy our customers. This backlog are being cleared. As I'm talking to you now, there are many availabilities that have been approved, waiting for lawyers to come in and pick them.
The protesters say the disruption of service has led to loss of information. They claim the Commission has no backups, hence the issues of multiple payments.
Nigerians they'll still have their own phone. They'll have their phone even when they're protesting. Now this is from Nigerians themselves, Nigerians who are living in Nigeria, and they're not just like random Nigerians. These are like the journalists said they are accountants, they are lawyers, so they're professionals, so they know what they're doing. And one of the journalists gave a response that the leader of the CSC said, and he said it's a minor issue, and that's something that they always say, like it's minor, like it's not a big deal. But we could hear what people are complaining about. When you are
sluggish, one of the manifestation of sluggishness is saying everything is okay. No problem. Everything is okay. No problem. Everything is okay. No, take it easy now. Take it easy now, Oga. It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. That's also sluggishness. Because they are not in a hurry. No sense of urgency.
Yeah. Wow. So I played this video to ask you a question that how can we create, because this is just an example of one of the agencies in Nigeria, one of the parastatals. How can we create or bring to the awareness of Nigerians the need for a sense of urgency with our services?
There must be professional trainings and upgrade trainings all the time. Okay. There must be on-the-job training. There must be professionals coming from all over the world, exchanging ideas with them, and they also traveling to abroad to go and see. There must be ongoing on-job training. Like that's what they do in most of the countries of the world.
Okay. And that would resolve it?
That would go a long way to resolving it.
Is there any other thing that they need to do on?
A lot of things.
Yeah.
There must be procedures and due process established.
Okay.
So, for example, in this country, if anybody writes a letter to the government office, that government office, including the president, must respond to it within 10 days. If any government official doesn't send you a reply to your letter in 10 days, you can sue them. So that is issue. Those are issues of procedures, and those things must be established in our society too.
Like now, more. Do you have more reasons?
Yes, procedures also. Like for example, there is no meeting that should be late. If you are late, the most you could be late in this country is 15 minutes. If you are late for 15 minutes, the person who is supposed to be there has the authority to cancel the meeting, and you will take all the responsibility. So that's at most. In some cultures, 2 minutes is the limit for lateness. That's also we combat sluggishness.
Wow.
So a lot of rules and instructions need to be established like that. They should go and learn from Singapore. They have a lot of those things there.
Yeah. Is there any connection between the sluggishness culture and the African time?
Definitely. If there is not, we are not even aware of time, and if time doesn't exist almost, there will be sluggishness because you are not in a hurry. You are not running against time. So, so that is a major reason why. Because when we are not used to doing everything per time and by time, yes, that is a major reason too for the sluggishness.
Oh,
big connection.
All right. So let me speak to our viewers who are watching us. The conversation continues. I still have one more video and a few more questions to ask Dr. Sunday. But before we get to that, I would like to speak to you watching us right now. If you like to contribute to today's discussion on Nigeria and the sluggishness culture, the way to do that is to write to us on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, that is Move Agents on Facebook Messenger. Write to us that you would like to contribute or ask a question or just share your thoughts on the conversation that we're having, and we will call you when it is time. So the way to do that, if you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, the way to do it is to go to Facebook Messenger, search for Move Agents Matic, Move Agents, so it's one word, Move Agents, and write to us that you like to contribute, and we'll be happy to receive you. The book on the screen is Why You Must Urgently Become a Workaholic by Dr. Sunday, Why You Must Urgently Become a Workaholic. So you want to get this book. And the other book is the book on discipline, the power and force of discipline in transforming lives and nations. The power and force of discipline in transforming lives and nations. You can get this book for free and on Amazon Kindle Unlimited if you're a subscriber. You could also order the books on Okada Books, or you could order the books on DSA Books Planet dsabooks.com if you're in Nigeria or Africa. So the website is dsabooksplanet.com. So that is the name of the website to order for the book. Can we have the second video? So the second video is something that has to do with sluggishness too in our service, but this is with the emergency squad, the fire service. So if you're Nigerian, I'm sure you're used to incidences like this. So let's watch the video and then we'll be back.
We can see people moving out their goods, their items, so that the fire would not raise or burn their goods.
Okay, they are fire servicemen. We don't know what they are doing. There is water in the river there. They did not go there to go and bring water to quench this light. Until like maybe 6 or 7 buildings burn.
This fire is the smoke is getting to the next building, and we have people there trying to save their goods while risking their lives. Do you think this is, what do you think you can say concerning this?
That is what people will do. They will save their goods because they don't have who is giving them money. That is where they are stealing their daily bread. They are doing, maybe they will save some goods from there. They can be able to see some money.
It's not the first time, and this is not the second time. This have keep on. That happen every year. Understand? Like this place now, I have got experience for more than twice. It's like here.
We have sudden fire occurrence.
Yeah. So it's not something people government have to neglect. Sometimes have to put things in place. Understand? Okay, I see more than 3 fire services have come here now. They're not doing something. I'm not seeing effort here.
Right now, there is a stampede right now. We don't know why people are running right now.
When this fire started, it started around 9:45 a.m. I will call the fire service, the toll free. As at 1 hour later was when they started coming. They delayed so much before attending to it. I want to appeal to our government. Even those ones who came don't have enough liters. Their tankers are very small and they are very few. So I think our government should step up in their plans on fighting fires so that we won't be having this kind of incident again. And I want to also make it clear, if we can have a place, a fire service place here in this market, if we can build a station here, even if it's a post station, it will go a lot way helping in quenching fires. And I want to also commend especially the UBA firefighters, the fire service of UBA. They actually did well by responding on time. At least they came on time. That's why the fire didn't really go as far as what it should be.
We have people just at the next building of where the fire is burning down. One would ask, what are the safety measures people are taking? What are the precautions they are taking? What if the fire can spread to the building where they are currently?
Oh, that's Nigeria. I personally, I have seen a house burn down. As a matter of fact, I saw the house when the fire started, just at the roof of the house. And I remember I was there and people were calling the fire service, calling, and there was no response. And with my eyes, I saw a whole house crumble because the fire service, I think they came maybe 2 hours after the call. And when they came, there was no water. And I'm like, oh my God. It took you 2 hours to respond to a fire call.
So why did they even come in the first
place?
place?
And when they come in the first place, and they came,
there is no fire,
and
there is no water.
There's no water. And they came and they were looking all clueless. They came, they removed the hose. I had that picture in my head.
Removed what?
They brought out their hose, like what they used to give the water, and they were like, there's no water. And I'm like, Why did you guys show up? And the whole house crumbled. And we see that happen every time. And this is the failure of our emergency services in Nigeria. This brings me to also ask you, Dr. Sunday, the question about the role of the government. I don't know if I'm going to ask with two questions: the role of the government and the role of the citizens as regards these emergency situations in Nigeria.
Well, most of these services belong to the government in Nigeria. So it is the box stops at the gate or the doorstep of the government. But I think the best way to resolve this issue is to privatize fire service, emergency service. I think some of these things need to be privatized. If they are privatized, then at least there will be somebody to demand for, and personal business, individual business, known to be more effective anyway than government services.
But you know, speaking of this privatization, it just brings to my mind the privatization of the power holding company of Nigeria.
Yes.
They claim to privatize it, but when we know that they sold it to themselves.
Yeah, so
and it still does not function.
Yeah, when I say they should privatize, I mean they should do it for real, without the corruption of in it. Yeah, just like they did with the mobile telecom. Yeah. So and we need people like El Rufai to come and monitor those kind of activities, or Ribadu.
Yeah.
Those are the people who have been able to prove themselves as conscientious Nigerians when it comes to public service.
Wow. Is there any responsibility on the citizens as regards?
Yeah, citizens need to be informed. I think organizations, pressure groups, public organizations should take it upon themselves to be doing what we are doing right now, to inform people, to send out the word, like you said in the beginning, to educate the populace, and to put preventive measures in place. Prevention is always better than cure.
Awesome. Great. So the final question I'm going to ask today, before we start receiving calls, if we have callers, is what are the virtues that we should propagate to replace this sluggishness culture in Nigeria? What are they? Maybe a list of them.
I have a book that is called How to Regain Your Lost Years. That book is full of points of how to recover and how to accelerate. So that's just what I would say. That people should look for that book, How to Regain Your Lost Years. Yeah, lots of points there that will help not just individuals to regain lost years, but even nations to regain lost years.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it. It's in a book. I'm hoping we might be able to show the book, but the book is titled How to Regain Your Lost Years. How to Regain Your Lost Years. So you can get that book on Kindle Unlimited if you're a subscriber. You can order for it on Kindle anyways, or Okada Books, or on DSABooksPlanet.com. The title of the book is How to Regain Your Lost Years. All right, so the time has come for us to receive our callers, if we have them. I would like to also announce that's the book right there. Thank you. How to Regain Your Lost Years. That's the book. So Dr. Sunday said, in this book, you'll find all of the virtues that we need to replace the sluggishness culture in our society. So you want to get the book. If you want to contribute to this discussion, I'm giving you the invitation right now to do so. You can write to us on our Facebook Messenger, Move Agents, MOVEAGENTS. That's one word, Move Agents, and inform us that you like to contribute, and we will call you. But please don't call us, but we will call you. And this applies to those who are watching us on Facebook, as well as those who are watching us on YouTube. So it's Move Agents. We'd like to hear your contributions and your thoughts. All right. So that is that. So Nigeria and the sluggishness culture. I would like to know, what are your experiences if you're Nigerian, and what are your thoughts about our discussion? What would you prefer to the Nigerian society to address this? Do you see it as a problem? If yes, how do you think we can solve it? We'll be happy to hear your contributions. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. I think we have a caller already. So good evening, caller. Good afternoon.
Hello. Yeah, I'm calling from Texas. My name is Mayan, and good evening? Good afternoon, DSA.
Thank you, Maya. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. I'm very excited about this opportunity, and my contribution is about the work ethic in Nigeria. It's horrible. I have experienced it firsthand. For some years, I worked in Lagos in an international firm, and then when I left there, I went to my state, Akwa Ibom, to work for some time, and I happened to work in this tax company. And one of the things I found out, I had issues. A lot of people had issues with me because I expected them to just do their job, you know. And a lot of people work with sentiment, you know. They bring they believe that civil service is laid back, you know. There are no quarters, there are no expectations, there are no targets. So I mean, they work whenever they want and they do whatever they want, and it became a big problem for me. Because I mean, I came from a company where performance was a very big, you know, plus, and being able to deliver service delivery, and not just service delivery, good quality service delivery, and at the same time customer service. So it became a lot of issue, and I heard some people were going up, they were going to beat me up, they were going to do, you know. So they were going to harm me because they felt offended by my standard. So I think it will take a lot. It will take a lot. The company where I was, the director tried a bit in terms of training and all those things, and even getting them to dress appropriately for work and all that. But at the end of the day, it still boils down to Naira and Kobo for them, and people wanting to get money without putting. And one of the things also was sentiment. You found out that people, you know, they want their relatives there, whether they can perform or not. They just wanted their relatives there. They didn't want somebody else. You know, they want their family. So all these issues, I mean, it's a big setback. It causes a setback. That's what's causing part of the setback for our economy, because there's no good service delivery, no planning, no nothing. You were talking about getting bank cards and passports. Recently, I saw an advert that the immigration that they were coming to to Texas here to give passports, original people that wanted Nigerian passports. Just by the announcement, the way it was written, I could tell that this was going to be chaos. From the announcement that I read, whoever wrote it, you could tell that this was not thought up. There was not much thought put into the announcment itself. And they had lots of people come from all over the states and come here. Some flew in, pay hotel, all those expenses. At the end of the day, it was all chaos, and more than, I mean, maybe I would say like out of 100%, maybe they were able to attend to like 5% of the people. And that's, in the process, they had to change venues. They had to move people. They were making so much noise. Someone called the cops at a particular venue. I think they said it was a church. and they moved to another venue. So I see that mediocrity is a very big problem for our people, the culture of mediocrity. If you try to do things right, people turn against you. So, I mean, I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how they're going to do. I know of a man that was in a position, they were supposed to give, what's it called now, scholarship for people to travel abroad. And he put in his relatives and all those people. And at the end of the day, even the child came here and got hooked on drugs, and there was no returns on that state investment, basically, because it was only very few people that took advantage of the opportunity. So, I mean, this has been like a vicious cycle. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you're going to do it. I'm all up for the change. I'm all up for things being done properly, but how are we going to get past those people that have institutionalized themselves and feel like, Nigeria is their property, and they have, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, they have to approve it before it can go anywhere. It's really, really, really horrible. And I don't know. I hope I pray it works. I mean,
Maya.
Yes, sir.
When you started to work and when you had that experience, you are probably younger than now, right?
Yes.
Okay, and maybe like myself too, when I was noticing all these problems, I was also helpless because I was younger. But you see, those people that were thinking that have monopolized the country and are controlling the country, we used to look at them as the people, the elder ones, the older people, the people in charge. But most of those people are dead now, and you guess who is now of their age presently. Those days when they were in charge, they were pocketing the whole country, monopolizing it. Maybe they were in their 50s or 40s.
Pastor, I'm talking about people that are still alive. I'm talking about people that are still in the government.
Yes.
This is something that happened about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, should be less.
Yes.
They're still there.
Yes, they are still there, but those ones who are still there right now, they are not the ones that were there when I was there. Those ones that were there when I was growing up, they are dead. And the ones that are there now are coming from my own generation, about the same age. And tomorrow they will not be there. My own children's age will now come to replace them. So right now, the people who are there, they are people of my era. We belong to my generation. We belong to the same generation. I'm in my 50s. And so it is my generation that is ruling the country right now. So personally, that's why I'm taking the responsibility to say, no, you are not better than me. Why should I say because you have an office or you are having a position, then I should just, objugate my own responsibility to you? No, we were born at the same time and we were all saying those ones were bad. Now it's our time. And will I also be saying those ones are bad again when it's my time? When it's by people of my age that are doing it? No, you want to do it bad? I want to say, no, I'm here of your own age too, that will do it right. That's why I'm going back there.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is plausible. I am all for the change. Your idea is one of the things I love about you is the fact that it's without sentiments, it's without fear of persons or faces. That's what I love about it. It's just the plain truth, But at the same time, I just want you to know that these people have set themselves up through time. So how are we going to destroy this setup they have, this negative setup, and be able to get the younger ones, because these people are already training their children to take over from them.
They are organized.
How do we break into it?
Have you ever heard of organized crime?
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's what we have in Nigeria.
Yeah, definitely. You can say that, yeah.
Yeah, if they are all organized corruption, organized crime, then my own job is to also organize righteous people, upright people. And we are going to use organized righteousness to overcome organized crime and organized corruption.
Fine. Pastor, you are in Ukraine. I'm in the US. Talking about righteousness, it would have been very easy with the church. But the church has also been caught up in this tide.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I can count how many business people have been swindled by supposed Christians in the same church. How many brothers have taken advantage of sisters in the same church?
Yeah.
How many sisters have issues with sisters and brothers in the same church? So how is this going to happen? Like, maybe
join my team. Maya, you have an open invitation from me. Join my team.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much, Pastor. And
blessings.
You. And give us the wisdom.
Amen.
Because some of my brothers and sisters, I tell you, because of my post, have not been talking to me.
Wow.
You know, because of this truth, this same truth, that we are all pursuing. Some of them, I had a serious situation, like I was sick. I was diagnosed last year.
Okay.
And do you know that some of the people that I was very close to, that we lived in the same house, like when I say live in the same house, as believers, we grew up under the same man of God. Like that, I told, okay, this is what is happening. I'm telling you, not even one of them would call to check on me, how you doing, how you know. Why? Because of my stand on this organized religion, all these papa mama.
They will be saying it is your stand that made the.
Yes, one of them actually told me immediately. I mentioned that I had got a diagnosis. Said, "Oh, look for a seed, this, that, and I'm like, hold it. I prayed to God. Some people have prayed. Why must I take a seed to a particular person before God would hear me? Shouldn't I take money to hospital to get treatment if it needs money? You understand? I believe if God leads me, that's not how God. That wasn't what the Spirit of God was laying in my heart to do. So because of that, I can tell you that these people are waiting for bad news so that they will say, oh, okay, we said so. You understand? So people even tell me they will kill you. Is it because you are now in the US, you are saying all this blah, 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 all those things. And I'm like, where is the heart of the truth? If the church, then how are we going to point our hands at the government? Thank you very much, Pastor, for the opportunity. And
thank you for the contribution. Beautiful. Well said.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure she's not alone.
She's not alone.
I'm sure she's not alone. I'm sure a lot of people are like, DSA, you don't know what I say, DSA.
They say it's because I'm in Ukraine. I'm not in Nigeria. And I'm living in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
And I'm just not aware of what is happening. Okay, let's even say I become aware. So what should my response be? My response should be to submit and to resign and say, okay, there is nothing that could be done, just like everybody else is doing. I'm going to die trying. I'm not going to just resign and say, nothing will ever happen. I'm going to die trying until something happens. Hello?
Hello, my mentor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, DSA, this is Matthew on the line.
Oh, right. Has Anu replied to you yet?
Yeah, I've got all the necessary stuff from him.
But you didn't write that one back to me now.
I did. Check your. I trust your voice now, DSA.
Because the last one I read from you was saying you had not received the letter.
Check your.
By messenger.
Yeah. Immediately I saw your stuff that I should communicate back to Anu. Immediately I replied saying, I've already done that before even reaching you.
That one is not the same as saying you have received all the things now.
No, I've not. I didn't have that one. No, did you send anyone to me yet?
No, I'm asking if Anu has replied yet. That's the question I asked now.
No, Anu has not replied.
Okay.
He has not replied as per all the other material.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't say you didn't reply. I said, did Anu reply?
No, he hasn't.
Okay. Because I was just not pronouncing that Anu the way he did it. I just said, did Anu reply? But instead of me to have said, did Anu reply?
Yeah, I got you. I got your point. Anu has replied.
Your voice is gone, though. We need you to speak louder and closer to the device.
I'm putting my device on my fats. It's very stick to my ear now, and it's loud.
No, are you using a Bluetooth or what?
No, I'm not using Bluetooth.
Okay.
I'm using direct.
No headphone, nothing.
Stuff. No headphone, nothing.
Okay.
Maybe you got to check your.
Yeah, it's better now. It's better now.
There.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Anu.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for this. Thank you for this message. It's a wonderful one indeed. And these are the issues that we need to review before we get.
No, did you notice it?
Notice what?
The problem now.
Sluggish everywhere now. Oh, is that not what you are asking me, DSA?
It's everywhere in Nigeria.
Oh, sluggishness is everywhere in the country.
Yeah.
And I think I have here with me, DSA.
Yeah.
3 points to discuss.
Okay.
With you, I have here to discuss what I've observed. And the first one is, why we are having all these experiences. One, we talked something about manual operations or some of our banks. No automation of their operation, as in to automate all their operations. What you will see is all these crises here and there. Just like your experience with your bank manager and what Anu have just said now.
Yeah.
And some people, let me tell you something, they purposely allow the system to be like that, just to perpetrate their selfish desire. You see? They want to be like that. Not that we don't have IT gurus in Nigeria. In fact, I would say we have a lot of IT gurus, software developers in Nigeria that are even indigenous. Forget about foreign this time around. They will look at the operation and they will customize. They come up with a system, design a software that will run the operations. But because of selfish desire, they create loopholes, you understand, so that they can, perpetrate their evil deeds, corruption and things like that. So some of them, they intentionally refuse to fully automate their operations. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So there are human intervention here and there. They give room for that. And that also contributed to the sluggishness of their service delivery. I had a lot of experiences like that. And everybody in Nigeria, even the so-called private, organizations, not to talk about the governments, you will die without those ones. You will die. They will frustrate you and you will die with them.
Yeah.
But fully automated, software that will drive their operations. Look at what is happening in the West. You can stay in your room on your bed and carry out anything you want without disturbing you, and you will get results one time. I remember when I wanted to do some banking transaction lately, I just went to Wave. I downloaded everything. One time, within a second, I saw that the money is delivered to where I want the money to be. And that is what we are talking about. System is not still in place in Nigeria. I mean, everything, just one of the things you'll be teaching us, everything is all about system. Look at the way Christ even came to the world. It's true system. And he downloaded what was in heaven right on earth, and he teaches us to follow it.
Hey, is that you have devoured this HMT system? Oh.
Baba, I need to devour it now. I need it. I'm eating it every day. It's my food.
It's very clear.
He downloaded everything that is in heaven. That's the kingdom. He downloaded it. He converted it. He converted it. He put it within. I mean, it's in the body. And we can see it. And that is what we want us to do. Everything about life is system. But if you fail to follow, and that is the crisis you are seeing, everything will be slow, sluggishness. And that is one. The second thing is, this could sound so funny. Anyway, it has to do with our food. Our food, compare what we eat to what, the Western people.
Yeah, right.
They say, when you are in Ijebu, you will be eating pardon yam, everything, every day in Domila. Is that not it?
Yes.
Do you know anything about fried cheese, all this, Did you heard about that?
No.
You eat pounded yam in the morning. At times, pounded yam in the night. Heavy food. And all these things, they are having a toll on us. They are really affecting us. I remember when I was they called me Maradona when I was in school because I played soccer. And they would tell us, and each time we want to have a serious match, very crucial match, say my coach will gather every one of us, do not eat heavy food before this match, because they know if you eat, you won't be able to run. You will be sluggish. And that's what you can see. Even if Nigeria is playing international match, you will see the way our players, the way they are they don't have that speed compared to their counterparts, the foreign counterpart. You see, those ones, they move like a speed of light, as if they are not human beings. Why? Everything still boils down to food. If you take heavy food, you find that you will just relax. You will be weak. And that is having effects on the economy. And I'm just using that example of the banking system that we have. The operations will be too slow at times. It's because of what we have been doing. Things that we are not getting right. And we don't want to change. When I got to US, and the place where I'm working, I saw the way they are working like robots. I said, what's all this nonsense? I can't catch up with them. And I told my supervisor, please, I don't think I can work here. Because my system is not configured to be like them. Their forefathers has been working like that. Is that their DNA has been, configured to be like that. Mine wasn't not. Hold him, I can't be fast, I beg. I left the place. So that is what we are saying. In the general terms, Nigeria, we need to do something about the country. Also, you can see that in our time management, and that's what we call, there's something we call Nigerian time. If you tell me, okay, we want to do service today by 4:30, somebody will say 30 exactly. No Nigerian time. We don't know how to manage time. Are you getting me here, say?
Yep.
Okay. So it's everything. It's just like that. We don't value time. Time. We don't value time. You come to church, white church here, the service begins 9 a.m. and they will tell you in their program, exactly 2 hours they will end that service. Exactly 2 hours everybody will go. Because everything has been programmed. Now go to Nigerian church, even though they say 3 hours, it's after that 3 hours somebody will now receive inspiration, revelation, and he will hold the mic and he will begin to dish out until people will start packing their Bible and bags and they will be leaving gradually. You see, this is our mindset. The mindset is really affecting us. We need to do something about it. There's a whole lot, like I said. DSA, I am, how do I say? I don't envy you. Let me just say that, that aspect, because the job that we are going to do in Nigeria, I know is divine. Divine will help us. It's a great work. Yes. But one thing I believe is when our mind, when we shift that mindset, everything will follow naturally. If we have succeeded to shift the mindset to focus on those values that we need, the kingdom values to transform that nation, if we shift it, and one thing I trust Nigerians for is this: just teach them. Go and go back. Just teach them the right thing. By the time you teach them the right thing and they get it, they are seeing results, they will die on it. They will follow. Just the way our fathers, they taught us rubbish. And you see the way we are doing those rubbish now. We are even more expert. We could do it more than them. You understand? If the father take one step and show the son, this is one step. When the time comes for the son to do the same, the son will start from what? 100 step. You can see the speed. So that is one thing I believe. If you see the right way and we teach ourselves and people are seeing results, not packaging this time around, results. If A could see result in B and B could see result in C and everything on and on like that, wow, people will say, this is correct. This is original. In fact, there will be testimony everywhere for good thing and people will align with it. People are thirsty at home for the truth. People are testing at home for the Messiah. People are testing at home for the right person to champion the cause, to show them the right way. All what we have been saying so far is just packaging. I was watching one of your HM program about conversion.
Yes.
I wept when I listened to that program. I wept. Just the way the participants were weeping. That I wept. Because I could see that truly we are not converting what we receive from heaven. We are not converting in order. Even the so-called our fathers, they cage us in the four walls of the churches. They cage us. We are just speaking in tongues. But what did you receive from that tongue? What did you receive from the spiritual realm? What did you receive to better the lives of the people around you? It's all religious activity. It's all packaging. Somebody will come, you begin to speak in tongues, you begin to prophetic utterance. What is all this nonsense? What has it come to? And the same set of people, they will be abusing the West, that they don't know God. They don't know God. If people that don't know God could download things from heaven, could download, DSA. If people that don't know God could download things from heaven, in the book of Revelation tells us how the heaven looks like, how the streets look like, how the buildings, so it's fantastic thing in heaven. And if people that we claim that don't know God could be so moving with God and be able to, convert those things, those heavenly things on earth. And one of the things that those guys downloaded, they converted the vision, is the device I'm using to talk to you. You are in Ukraine, I'm in US. And we are claiming that we are the one that has the power, the anointing. What has the anointing done for our country?
Yeah.
You just cage people in the forward of churches. Nothing anybody could show for it. I wept when I watched that program myself.
It's a whole series of HMT series.
I know it's 31 video.
Yes.
I watched it up to 10. I'm on 10 now. I'm saying, oh my God. My head wanted to burst because I could see myself where I'm. And the same testimony those participants gave, exactly, those are reality. I've passed through that system too. Like I've seen that, yes, this is the true gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. We are claiming that we are perfect. We are claiming that we know God. Our movement doesn't reflect God. We are walking. People don't see God in us.
Yeah.
Then we are fooling ourselves. We are just doing eye service. And I think the point is, if we fail to embrace the truth, and that is what you will get. That is what you get, DSA. In the Western world, you find that no matter what, they still have the truth. They still have the truth. No matter what, it's the truth that is driving the economy. It's the truth that driving commerce. It's the truth that, because I'm going to have confidence in you, I want to go into business with you. If I didn't trust you, I won't be able to do that. I want to invest in your economy. If I don't trust your economy, that my investment will be safe, I won't be able to do that. And that is what we are saying. But we are home. No. Let's go 40 days prayer and fasting. 100 days prayer and fasting. Somebody is drinking tea with God. And
Hello?
Hello? I think we lost him, right? Wow. But you say, yes, definitely said a lot of truth and wisdom. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew. If you're there and if you're watching us live, I think we still have the opportunity to receive more callers. So, or if he calls back, if Mr. Matthew calls back, we can still receive him so that he can complete his thoughts. For our viewers who are watching us who would like to contribute, the way to do so is to go to Facebook Messenger, search for Move Agents, and write to us that you would like to contribute. So you'd have the opportunity to share your thoughts just as the previous callers have done. So, but you shouldn't give us a call. We will be the one to call you when we have someone. So do we have somebody now? Okay, so we're trying to get the next caller to contribute to today's discussion. Some of the things that we have the caller already. Okay. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
Thank you, sir. My name is Oguru Nehemiah Damilari. I'm calling from Nigeria.
What's the name?
Oguru Nehemiah Damilari. I'm calling from Nigeria, sir.
Oh, how are you, Damilari? Nice to hear your voice, sir. Are you calling from Shagamu or where?
I'm calling from Kwara State, precisely, sir.
Kwara State.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Please share your thoughts with us.
Oh, yes, sir. I want to affecting us, particularly looking at the way, looking at the youth. I want to face the aspect of the youth with the young people. Part of those things that we see that we know that can help us, we are not really doing it. And one of them is when we know things that are right and we are not really we believe that government has the right to do everything for us.
Yeah.
And so as a result, it would affect. Okay, for example, I as a person, I graduated from Kwara State University here. And so I was speaking with my colleague of late, I was speaking with them, and they were saying, government is not able to do this, like, terms of after we are finished our NYSC, no job for us, things like that. And I said, bro, it's not going to work that way. Assume that you have no father, you have no mother to cater for you. Let's assume. And you are supposed to go out there and do something. I believe this is a working system, it's a work plan for me. I don't stay, I don't wait, I don't look at people, I don't beg you to go. That's what's about me. That's the law. I will beg you and I will look at you so that you will be able to, you will not be using.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead now. Yep.
I was telling my friends, I was telling them, I said, don't wait for government. We are not going to wait for government to do anything for us, to do something for us. Rather.
Beautiful.
Rather, we are going to do something for ourselves. Yes, we are going to do something. Like me now, I've been, no government work, nothing for me. But I go out, hustle for myself, get this and get that. I don't wait for any parent. Right from my NYSC period, I go out, hustle, take this and take that. And the issue of Yahoo of a thing has made a lot of people become lazy. I tell my friend, some of us will sit down and say, won't I go and do Yahoo? Like I say, well, you might engage in whatever activities, but once you are caught, you know you face the repercussions.
The music, yeah.
So the best is that, yes, the best repercussion, I mean. So the best is that we work, we do something, and with our hand, and produce something. And the second aspect of this, is institutionalization. Is more of a kind of sentiment. I think I was listening to news yesterday, sir, at TVC, and I was looking at the way this virtuous lady, this virtuous woman, the president to the wife of the president, she set up a committee and they were like talking about marriage, the Almajiris and things like that. And I was watching them and they were like saying, well, even marriage of a thing and people giving birth, not having proper education and things like that are really causing problems, which is true. When you give birth to a child, it is the responsibility of the father to cater for the child or for the children. And so if that is left out, are you there with me, sir?
We're hearing you.
If that is left out and the father is not catering for the children, young children, not the one that can be able to do something with his life or her life. If they are not catering for those children, they will really go out and steal. And that is where you will see 419s, fraudsters, and a lot of people everywhere engaging in several fetish activities. And so the third aspect is we don't recognize time here, sir, as far as Nigerian system is concerned. In my church, I attend Deeper Life in my church. And so, in fact, that was what made me close to one of your programs, because I was watching and I was looking at a lot of things. I attend Deeper Life in my church. And so we know the way we do our things, and we are not time conscious. And so I do ask this question, and when you see the head and you see the tail, nobody will want to ask the head question because it's a kind of figurehead and things like that. Nobody will want to ask questions like that, like, why are we even spending time? Instead of us using this precious time, we can do it for some other things. Monday Bible study, Tuesday workers meeting, which is very good. Wednesday evangelism, Thursday Friday prayer meeting. All those things are good. But I do ask questions, right? Why can't we just reduce this? And apart from that, when we are coming to church, we are not time conscious. And so that is what is affecting us in Nigeria. Even the church, the churches around and everybody, they are really making good, because they know Nigerians, everything we want is miracle. It's fast food that we need and that we want.
So they want to use your time, even if want to use your time. So somebody that they believe, well, if you come to my church, you will get this miracle, you will get that, you will get that fast employment, you will get this and that. And so a lot of all these things are affecting us. We don't really see time as anything. Maybe because some doesn't really have anything doing anyway, like graduates that is outside there looking for, And so a lot of these things are the one affecting us. So I really appreciate you, sir, for giving me this time and this privilege to contribute into your programs. And in fact, since the beginning of this program, I've been watching and I've been doing a kind of follow-up. And I also want to partake. I also want to be a partaker of this wonderful event, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Would love you to also please call next week, and as much as you can. To be great to receive calls from Nigeria.
Time, sir? Sorry, sir.
We have the
you normally?
We have it by that is 6 p.m. Nigerian time every Friday.
6 p.m. every Friday. All right.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Nigerian time every Friday.
But in summer it will be 5 p.m.
Yeah, at least for now. Yeah, in summer it will be 5 p.m. Yeah, but for the next few months it's 6 p.m. Thank you for your call. That's from Straight Home Nigeria. I mean, it's great that people are watching in Nigeria. You talked about organized righteousness. When anytime I listen to that, I'm always, anytime I listen to your teaching on that, organized righteousness.
Do we have some videos on that?
Yeah, I think you do.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. It just gives you a picture that this is Nigeria's case is not hopeless. Yeah, the only reason why it seems hopeless is because we don't know. Most people don't know what to do. We have another caller. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello, DSA.
This is Matthew again.
Yeah, the line went up on me. I don't know what happened. Probably.
It was trying to tell you that you had spoken enough.
Oh, that's the meaning. Okay, I didn't know. Well, I've actually established my point anyway.
Yes.
Yeah,
so no problem there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Anu.
Thank you so much.
You're actually doing a great job. You are doing a great job. I can see why you now said you have. Okay, don't worry. I'll call you on your line. Then we discuss.
Yeah, I was also going to say that we're going to speak later. Yeah. All right, so thank you, Mr. Matthew. Yeah. Thank you very much. Do we still have callers? Okay, let's get to other callers who would like to contribute. That's a book on your screen, How to Regain Your Lost Years. How to Regain Your Lost Years. In this book, there are a lot of principles, a lot of virtues that we need in Nigeria to replace the sluggishness culture. And I think, Dr. Sunday, I'm just thinking about is that perhaps the greatest damage of this sluggishness culture is with our mindset and the way we think.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has encroached in how we think. I never realized this, but we're also sluggish in our thoughts.
Definitely.
The way we think and the way we process information. So we have another caller. Okay, let's get the caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, Dr. Anu and DSA.
Yeah, is that Sister Adiola?
She sounds like Sister Adiola.
No. My name is Joke.
Joke?
Yes.
Oh, then you are a new caller.
Yes, I'm a new caller, but I have been watching all your series.
Calling from Nigeria?
No, I'm actually calling from Los Angeles.
Oh, right. Wow, you sound so close.
Yes.
Which is our name.
Welcome, man.
It's great. Thank you so much. Regarding the sluggishness culture, one thing that I have observed over the years while working in Nigeria is that it's not only pertaining to Nigerians alone. It pertains to everybody or every citizen who lives in a very religious country. For instance, I work with expatriates of the Asian origin, and I see this same slug, the way they approach, business issues, work issues, and they are so sluggish. Because most times it often results in confrontation, fights in the office, just to make sure that I get things done the way I want it to be done. So it's a culture that is pervasive. And also when you travel across Africa, which I have done, I've also seen that sluggishness is also affecting most African nations. DSA, if you have been, let me use the example of a country like Tanzania.
Okay.
If you've been to Tanzania, it's like you're stepping back in time, 15 years back.
Wow.
They are so laid back. It's unbelievable. And, this is a country whereby at least they have light 24/7, even if all the roads are not yet fixed. But every time I keep talking to the, locals, they say, oh, we are waiting for Nigeria. We are waiting for Nigeria. And I'm like, why are you waiting for Nigeria? We haven't even gotten our own, stuffs right. We don't have light. You guys have light. There's a lot you can do in your system. If I'm working in your country, I don't even think I would, work as an employee at all. These are some of the business opportunities you guys can tap within your environment. But you hear comments like, oh, we are waiting for Nigeria to get it right. If Nigeria gets it right, every other African country will follow suit. That we are not as bold and as brash as Nigerians. So we need to wait for Nigerians. I'm like, this is going to affect you. It's also going to affect your incoming generation as well. That you can't keep waiting for another country to be your savior. Everybody needs to be up and doing. And that's why, I find it very amusing when people call in and they say, DSA, the task before you is very great. I pity you and stuff like that. We all have a responsibility to fix the country. It is not the job of one man.
Yeah.
Even if we all think it's divine assignment. In our respective environments, in our respective workplaces, we need to start changing the mindset of our people. We should not be waiting for one man to come and fix the whole problem.
Yeah.
He's not coming to Nigeria to wave a magic wand. This is not Cinderella story. We need to wake up from our slumber and start doing what is right. And we something that we can trace back to failed parenting. We have an issue of failed parenting in this country, whether we like it or not. Parents have failed their children, and I see it a lot in my own workplace. You have men who are very timid, who cannot talk, who cannot challenge status quo, and that's why when you come back to Nigeria, one of the few things that you will notice is that expatriates believe in hiring women in Nigeria than hiring men. Most companies nowadays, you will see more women than men. The men are so timid, they can't talk, and I'm wondering what kind of generation are we grooming? I have a young son that I'm grooming. I started listening to your parenting series, and I'm not going to bring him, to become a timid wallflower. No, because life is not like that.
Yeah.
I am going to bring him up to make sure that, he knows the value and precepts he needs to follow in life so that he can get accurate results. Not that we'll start doing wishful thinking. So anyway, I just wanted to say well done. Great job you guys are doing, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so very much.
Dr. Ali.
Thank you.
Beautiful contribution. Thank you so much. Grateful.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Yep. The responsibility is on all of us for Nigeria. We all have a role to play. Okay. Well, that is the final caller for today. Thank you so much, everyone watching us on Facebook and on YouTube for being with us on this episode on Fixing Nigeria with Dr. Sunday Adelaja. If you've not shared this video, I would like to encourage you to do so. Send it to your friends, your Nigerian friends, and friends from other nationalities. We're here every Friday, 7 p.m. Kyiv time, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, 5 p.m. UK time. Thank you for being with us, and we'll be back next week. My name is Anu Ojo, and I will have Dr. Sunday to give his final words.
Yes, we hope that this was helpful to some of you, and that it will be helpful to our own nation as a whole. And let's become doers of these things rather than just hearers that just listen for entertainment. Let us individually begin to do what we can do, play our own part. Like Sister Joke just said, let everybody begin to do their own best. And then that's how to change a nation. Every citizen must begin to do something from his own part. Thank you so much. Peace.